So the Bleach manga lately, going to be talking about some of the stuff that's been going on, my perspective on some things, maybe a couple of predictions, and just ultimately the Bleach manga overall, what it's been like this year so far. Now, Bleach this year has been kind of up and down with me. I feel there's been some parts where it kind of felt a little bit slow and just kind of not much was going on, and Kubo was kind of like in a rut for a certain point. Like the Kenpachi versus Gremi fight, some of it was decent as far as like him getting his Shikai and just, you know, going in, things of that nature. But a lot of that fight, for example, was just chop, 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 Gremi, you ain't shit, chop, 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 and ultimately it was just a mismatch. And I felt like a lot of this year Bleach, a lot of it has been one-offs, like, okay, 1v1, and then this dude gets fucked up. I mean, for crying out loud, I think we started off the year with Renji versus Master Masculine. So Bleach this year has been up and down. Like, it started off with a lot of 1v1s, and I think after a certain point, Kubo switched up editors. And I'd say as of lately, probably the past couple months or so, it's actually been improving. He's kind of thrown out the whole thing of, yeah, we're going to do these very long, drawn-out 1v1s. It's been a little bit more interesting. He's switching things up. And I definitely say that it's very interesting, and you can definitely see that something happened there with Bleach, where if you take a moment to think about it, so it's kind of like when Ichigo came down from the Zero Division, which it was a long-waited thing. You know, we were waiting for a while. It's like, holy shit, he got back from the Soul Palace, and we were waiting a while, and this was a big thing. Like, let's see what Ichigo can do, right? And this was a whole training thing and everything. And he gets here, and he's literally here for, what, a handful of chapters or so, and he's going right back to the Zero Division. It makes you question, so what the fuck happened? You can definitely see that something happened as far as they told Kubo, you need to speed this up, and that's why he went back, because it really, in all honesty, it kind of seems very weird. Like, he just got here, and he already has to go back after we were just waiting for him to get here for a long time. That's like Goku coming from Snake Way to fight Vegeta and Nappa. After all that time, we're waiting, we're anxiously desperate, everyone is at the fucking brim of their seat, like, waiting, like, fuck, when is he gonna get here? And he's here. He's like, yo, Nappa, you a bitch. Maybe slaps him in the face, and he's like, oh, fuck, I gotta go back to King Kai's place. So, definitely, as far as Ichigo coming and going, it kind of felt a little bit weird. You could definitely see that Kubo skipped out on some things. Also, a lot of the fights that was going on kind of just where the guy was chasing Renji, for example, one of the Stern Ritters, what happened with that, and it just kind of like went in the back burner. Then we also had, I believe it was Baz B versus Shinji. That fight kind of just didn't really happen. We don't even know at the moment what happened. So there's been some times where it's kind of like what's been going on, and that's definitely attributing to people are like, you know, Bleach was real slow for a point. But ever since I feel Juha Bach started his entry to the Zero Division, things have definitely been picking up. You got Juha Bach going in, and it really makes you question as well, what the fuck can Juha Bach possibly do at this particular point in all of this? He has to have some sort of plan, because I don't think Juha Bach is a dumb man by far. So for him to go in there and not only realize that he got to fight all of the Zero Division, but then the Soul King is awaiting him at the very end. He must have some sort of plan. Maybe he has another form of the Hogyoku. Maybe he has something as far as like some way to take down the Soul King permanently, because you can clearly see that there's probably some connections to him. Maybe he's one of his sons, and also Urahara probably has a connection as well, because we learn little things here and there about Urahara, and at the end of the day, I really want, hopefully by the time Bleach ends, for us to learn the full extent of Urahara's backstory. Like, he was the one that made that spring of water where, you know, people get revived or whatever when they sit in that water in the Zero Division. So you can see that there's more to it than meets the eye. I mean, I'll never forget when Aizen said that Urahara knew what the hell that thing was, the Soul King. So it really makes you wonder, what is Urahara's connection? But Bach going into the Soul Palace, I just don't want no BS to happen, because the last time we seen him, he was fighting Kirin G, one of, you know, the Zero Division members, and it kind of just cut off from there. And I'm really hoping we get back to it and see more of that, because I don't want skipped fights, especially something of that caliber. It's like you have a Zero Division member, and then you have Juha Bach, the main villain right now. So for Bach to be going in as well, he's probably been powered up more since a lot of his Stern Ritter have died. So maybe his whole thing is that while they continue to die, he's going to get stronger. But it makes me question, is that really enough to take out the entire Zero Division and the Soul King and whatever else may await him at the end of the tunnel of this thing? Because I'm sure the Soul King has a lot of backup plans before anybody can get to him. Now, you could definitely see that as being set up for Uryu to be a martyr at some given point. I honestly think that he's going to possibly be a martyr at a death to stop Juha Bach and help Ichigo defeat him in the end, because the way things have been set up with him not knowing what he should do, ultimately he's with Bach, and if he betrays Bach, he's dying one way or another. It seems as though Uryu's death is inevitable at this particular point. I think truly that his fate has been sealed as far as he's gonna die at some given point during this arc. And just lately with Bleach as of this year, I feel it was on a downslide for a while. It was very stale, but then it's been picking up quite a bit as of recent. And I'm just really looking forward to seeing more of the Zero Division, more of the Soul Palace, because that's one of the most interesting things right now. I think the fight with Toshiro Hitsugaya versus Mayuri and them, it's interesting because it's like, holy shit, Toshiro's never been this beast before. It takes him turning into a fucking zombie for him to do this carnage. I mean, at the end of the day, it looks as though he took out Ikkaku and Yumichika like they were nothing. I mean, whatever happened to Ikkaku being like this beast-ass, strong motherfucker? I mean, throughout a lot of the portions of the second half of the 1,000-Year Blood War, I mean, he got fucking owned by Master Masculine. He got taken by surprise. And then now, fucking Hitsugaya just owned his ass. I really hope Ikkaku gets redeemed at some given point, assuming that he's not completely dead after what Hitsugaya did. And as I've said in one of my reviews before, I definitely want to see Mayuri go all out. I mean, if this is the end, this is probably going to be one of his final fights. I want to see Mayuri just balls to the wall, do everything he possibly can to finally finish off his enemy, whoever his final enemy may be, whether it be Toshiro Hitsugaya. Hitsugaya pushes him to the wall and he has to go in. And at the end of the day, again, I've said it before, I'll say it again, I don't think Hitsugaya is completely dead because he was alive prior to being zombified, so he might be able to turn back. But it would be a better twist if, at the end of the day, even if he's alive or whatever, the thing that Mayuri has to do to take him down ultimately kills him anyway. I think that that would be a very interesting twist. And as a whole with the Bleach manga, it's been getting better, and I'm looking forward to seeing it being back. It seems as though it's slowly going back to that Bleach 2012, and I think everyone can remember that in 2012, Bleach was absolutely amazing. Almost every chapter was like, Kubo, keep going, keep going. If we get back to that, then Bleach will be like on fire again, because 2012 Bleach was amazing. And if we can get there again, which it seems as though it's possible, I mean, you got Bach versus the Zero Division, which, by the way, I really don't want Bach to own the Zero Division. I'm going to be really disappointed if all of the Zero Division, the next time we see Bach, is just at his feet, bloody and dead or some shit. I will feel like, holy fuck, did Kubo just foderize the entire, Zero Division? So hopefully that doesn't happen. But again, as a whole, it looks as though things is getting beast again. Everything is getting more violent, and that's one of the things about Bleach. We love Bleach at the end of the day because it has very epic fights and comes up with these crazy plot twists from time to time, and I definitely want to see some more of that violent shit. I want to see Hitsugaya continue to be beast, and I want to see more of that. Just don't fucking skip over anything else, and please no more fast forwards to like way later on, because at the end of the day, I'm still like, Ichigo just got here. Why is he going back? Obviously, I know why he's going back, but you get what I mean. And that's pretty much my thoughts on the Bleach manga lately. Let me know what you think. What have you been thinking about Bleach this year thus far? What do you think is going to happen as far as the Zero Division versus Bach? And ultimately, what do you think about the carnage that's been going on? Do you think that Bleach is potentially getting back to what it was in 2012 when it was just absolutely dominating, massacres everywhere, just absolutely insanity? But that's all I have for this one. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed. If you liked anything I had to say or enjoyed the video, drop me a like. I'd greatly appreciate it. And if you haven't subscribed, if you could do so as well, that'd be awesome. I'm ForneverWorld, and as always, people, have an awesome day.